Alright, let's do a quick charging test from 30% to 80% and let's see how is the charging curve of the Seal. The state of charge is currently 31%, so let's go a little bit above 80%. BYD quotes, I think, 26 minutes time to charge from 30% to 80%, so let's see how well the Seal delivers that promise.
The electric Seal.
So the charger I'm using is Kempower's 150 kilowatts CCS. These are pretty good CCS fast chargers. Well, it seems that we are not getting the maximum out this time around. So it's 117, which is maybe a little bit disappointing. I was expecting to see that 135 or the maximum 150, which I usually get at this point, but now only 117. And it shouldn't be about the state of charge because I've received the maximum at much higher percentages before. But I wonder if the battery is actually a little bit too warm at this point, and that's reducing the charging speed. So I've driven now 250 kilometers before arriving to the charger, and most of that was highway at 120 kilometers per hour. But well, I don't know. Not quite optimal start for this charging session. So the car reports now 115 kilowatts at 39%. And what is interesting, there is not a tip visible here, which usually comes up when the battery management system is in function. So when the battery is being either cooled or warmed up, it usually appears the message here below the vehicle image, but now there is nothing. I would have expected that there would be battery cooling taking place, because my theory was that the reason I didn't get the maximum 150 or at least 135 in the beginning was that the battery might have been a little bit too warm from the previous drive. But that doesn't seem to be the case, because there is no message here indicating BMS being in function. And right after I mentioned that one, now the famous warm tip appeared. So smart thermal management system of power battery in service. So now I think it's cooling the battery. And the nice flat charging curve at 115 thereabouts still continues at 52%. Probably around 55 we will see some drop in the power, closer to 100 kilowatts. But let's see. Well, just crossed 60% state of charge and still charging power steady at 114 or thereabouts. So yeah, it has maintained the same power since the beginning, from 31% to 60%. We have passed 17 minutes now and we are at 63%. I don't think we are going to reach that 26 minutes from 30 to 80%, which is quoted by BYD, because we didn't get the optimal start for this charging session. I think we should have gotten at least that 135 kilowatts in order to reach the 26 minutes total. But let's see. Well, it's already 64% and still 114 kilowatts. Now we are down to 88. So there is actually quite a cliff in the charging curve. It's definitely something that BYD can optimize in software. There is no reason why it's this sharp sudden change in the charging power. It could be reducing step by step to this number, and that can be optimized in software. Now we have only 77 kilowatts at 65%. Well, that's not quite optimal. Let's see if it can climb back to over 80 kilowatts. And there you can see the cliff in the charging curve. It is quite, sudden and steep cliff. Some cars have this. Some cars have much kind of smoother change in the curve. It's trying to get closer to 80 kilowatts, 79.6 at the moment and 68%. And we have used 20 minutes now, so we have only 6 minutes left to get to 80%. And back to 80 kilowatts at 72%. So slightly climbing up. I think it was 77 kilowatts at some point. So now it has risen to 80 kilowatts. And we have used 25 minutes, 1 minute to go to that BYD's promise of 26 minutes from 30 to 80%. And this was our result today. From 31% to 77% in 26 minutes, and that is 46%. Yes, my math is correct. 46% in 26 minutes. Not quite the 50% that was promised. So the final time to reach 81% today was 28 minutes. So 2 minutes above that promised 26 minutes. So not a huge deal, but could have been a little bit better. Maybe next time we'll get that maximum power out right from the start. And let's then see if we can go under 26 minutes. So this was the quick charging test today, and thanks for watching and see you in the next video.